to talk about on that subject, because it will affect this town in years to come. I'm going to start with Andrew.
You can call me either. Well, it's an interesting question because at a small town level, it's hard to answer what we could do. You know, there's not much we can do, I think, that's worse than what the federal government is doing right now. Just the 7-year recession that you mentioned, I think, if you were to listen to our legislators, that's been over for about 3 years, and it started only about 4 years ago. So, but that being said, my mother owns a small business here in New Windsor. Some of the folks have gotten, I give out the lollipops that she makes. She makes chocolate lollipops, and she makes them out of a factory at Stewart Airport. And she's continued to do that with difficulty over the years, and it's gotten harder and harder because she has competition from big companies that ship in chocolate lollipops that are made in the thousands in China at 2 cents a lollipop and are brought in a shipping container that contains 1 million lollipops. And how does she compete with that? When she has to employ people here at a prevailing wage, and she does higher than that. And I think those are important issues because you want people to continue to stay here. So how do you get people to stay in the United States and run their businesses? How do you get them to stay in New York and run their businesses? And then how do you get them to stay in New Windsor and run their businesses? Because each of those is a different level of problem. So since I can't touch the federal problem and I really can't touch the state problem, what you have to have is a government that has, at the local level, a leader with enough experience and enough respect that they can reach out to the levels that are above them. So one of the things that you see in New Windsor, and I think I'm talking more for George than I am for myself, is that he's been around long enough, and he has, for lack of a better word, the gravitas, that he can reach out to folks at the county level and say, I need this road fixed, and I need a community block grant to do it. And they answer him. They pick up the phone and they do what they're supposed to do to get some money down to him. And he can pick up the phone and he can call Bill Larkin at the state level and say, we need some state money to help us do these things. And he can get that done. And doing that is so important because once you have the infrastructure continue to be in place and paid for by things that aren't in our direct taxes, businesses will be more friendly, if you will, for people to want to come and be a part of that, which will continue to help the economy trickle down. So you need leadership from the very lowest local level that can reach up higher and get money for us. And that's something that hopefully we can continue to do, and you need a leader such as George, and hopefully a town council that's behind him that can do that. I would add on the doctor question that you add, in my position, there's good and bad that comes with the consolidation in the medical field. You take a place like Crystal Run that's built some huge multi-specialty practice buildings, and those things are state-of-the-art medicine that's now available here in Orange County that we've never had before. And Dr. Teitelbaum, the chairman of Crystal Run, has brought in doctors with credentials that we've never seen before. Guys who have gone to Harvard and Duke medical schools and can provide you with care in subspecialties that have not been in Orange County before. And that's special, and we want that. We should be encouraging that. What you don't want is that in that concept, you want to still be able to have your family practitioner, the person who knows you when you walk in, and they say, hey, Andrew, good to see you again. How's your finger that was bothering you from 6 months ago? and remembers me. So you can't lose that, but you want to be able to still have the specialized care, because medicine's come a long way since 1970, since 1980, since last year. So when we have an opportunity that Crystal Run could come to the new Windsor, Newburgh area, we should embrace that. Because that's going to help everybody. It's going to help the small local doctor, the individual practitioner, because they're going to have a place to refer their patients for better and more special care. And it's going to give each of us as a resident of New Windsor the opportunity to have the quality of care that we want. And when you bring that in to maybe, let's say, a place like Stewart or wherever we might be able to do that, that encourages more business to come around them. So you get the ancillary businesses that come in order to be near the big successful business, and that further drives tax revenue, and that further helps ease the burden on the homeowner, and all of that ultimately will help keep New Windsor out of a recession that hopefully eventually the rest of the country gets out of. And that's how it works from the bottom up, as far as I see it.